Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Art of NFT Business. Florian is having a little bit of difficulty with his connection, so he's restarting his router, and will hopefully be on in the next couple of minutes, but we're going to go ahead and start the show because it's 7 o'clock on a Monday morning, and who wouldn't want to have a podcast at 7 o'clock on Monday morning? Maybe you're driving to work, maybe you're just starting your day and got your coffee, but let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, as we always do, Florian normally takes this part, but I will say this part. This is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors. If we have guests on the show, those are purely guests. We don't have a guest today, thankfully. But when we do, we are not making an endorsement. We are simply interviewing those NFT projects. Speaking of which, if you are an NFT project that is in the Miami area, or you are an NFT artist in the Miami area, and you are going to be in Miami Monday, April 18th, we are going to do a show from an actual studio. So Florian and I normally are not in the same location. He is either in France or Miami. I am in New Jersey. And so this is going to be a great opportunity for us to get into a studio and interview an NFT project. And we would love to hear from you. Go ahead and DM us at the Twitter account for Trigonal Gallery. The news. Ukraine has launched the NFT Museum of War. The Ministry of Digital Transformation in Ukraine has started an online NFT museum aimed at preserving the timeline of major events, starting with the Russian military invading Ukraine. 54 NFTs of key moments in the war between February 24th and 26th will be available starting on March 30th. That is 2 days away, with proceeds of the sales going to support army and civilians. Quote from the director, the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine: "We will never let any single day of this period disappear from the ledger of the world history." Now we need to talk about PulseX. So this is very hard to explain. There are many people that do a much better job of explaining this, but I'm going to do my best. So a couple of months back, I had already gotten into the NFT world. I had bought several NFTs. I was involved in projects. And I wanted to expand my knowledge because I really wanted to understand what was going on, like, for the entire blockchain. And I started looking at DeFi, right? And I started watching all these influencers on YouTube, and they were talking about some really crazy projects that had some insane APYs, right? I got into Metaverse Pro, I got into Jade Protocol, I got into Soldier Nodes, and there was a lot of hype and there was a lot of excitement around all these things. At the end of the day, I lost all my money on that. Now, tiny violin playing just for me, I didn't really throw that much money into this. I don't really throw that much money into NFTs or into DeFi protocols, or into cryptos. Like, I have cryptos, but I don't really put that much money into it, right? So I got into, somehow I found out about PulseX. And I got in right at the start, right? That's what I was trying to get into. I was trying to get into projects super early so I could catch those APYs and everything like this. But this was different. PulseX was completely different. So first of all, Richard Hart, who is the creator of Hex. Now, I don't know anything about Hex. I know less about Hex than I know how to, pump my own gas for my car. I know how to do that, and I know less about Hex. I don't know anything about Hex. I still haven't really done my research. I really don't understand what it's all about. However, I started getting interested in this Richard Hart guy. And so he was able to read at the age of 3. Now, I think that's pretty good. I don't have kids, so I don't really know what the timeline is supposed to be for kids. But now Richard Hart is allegedly in the top 2% of highest IQ individuals in the world. That's pretty impressive. He's part of Mensa. He doesn't really get involved with them because he says that people in that IQ range, all they can do is solve puzzles. They don't really function in daily society. He had this very interesting interview where he was talking about, it was just a very interesting interview. If you want to check it out, it's Richard Hart, How a Billionaire is Making People Rich with Crypto, with Lin May from Link Up TV Originals. A lot of the times when you see Richard on YouTube, he kind of meanders in talking. I meander in talking as well, but here we are. He'll go on for like an hour, kind of humdrumming about different things. But this was a straight on. I've seen other interviews where he's battling against in gold investors and people who don't believe in crypto and things like that. So this really, this interview is much more kind of straightforward, kind of, hey, this is who you are. This is what people say about you. This is what, what your projects are all about and everything like that. It's a very good interview. So he became a self-made millionaire at the age of 21, and he retired in 2003. Now, what does retirement mean, right? Because if he's still producing Hex and he's still, he's now producing PulseX, these are projects that he has to be involved in. I'm sure he has a huge team working on this, but he's got to, manage things, right? Whether he's managing things daily, whether he's managing things weekly, he needs to make sure that the project is moving forward. And he's certainly doing all of his YouTube events. He just did one last night that I have to watch after the show. That's work, right? I mean, the work that I do is work. It feels fun. It is fun, but it's work. So he created Hex, and then allegedly PulseX is on kind of the same trajectory as Hex has been. And so a while ago, I got into PulseX. I put $300 in. That's all that I did. I'm not, going to start laying out thousands or tens of thousands of dollars into these protocols because they're very, very, very high risk. My relatives won't get into crypto until there's regulations, right? I think that that's a huge mistake, especially if the regulations are coming. Then you're basically saying, I'm going to wait until all of the early adopters have gotten in, they've made their money, and now I'm going to go according to what the federal government is going to do, right? I mean, when we think about regulated and unregulated, well, energy is unregulated in Texas, and that's a disaster, right? But the people who are in it, the people who know how to make money out of it, are making millions. So now, before it's regulated, is the time to make millions. After it's regulated, who's going to make millions? Large funds, all those people are going to jump in. And then you little tiny, $10,000, $100,000 that you're taking out of your 401k and now investing in crypto, you missed the market. You missed it. Now it's, now go buy Amazon for, take $1,000, go buy Amazon now and wait another, 20 years to see if your stock goes up. All my stocks are down. All my crypto is up. So to not invest in crypto is more of a mistake than anything right now. But I invested in this, and so I put $300 in, and it was called PulseX Sacrifice, which is in itself very it evokes fear. Sacrifice. I'm going to give this guy $300. There was no indication as to what I was going to get at that time. I kind of could do a little bit of math, but until things rolled out, I really wasn't that sure. So now from that $300, I have 3 million PulseX tokens. I didn't even know that until the testnet launched about a week ago, and I learned how to see my coins in my wallet. Like, you got to go through a process. You have to add these things to your wallet. They just don't simply appear. Right now, it hasn't been released. It's still in test, and the coins are worth 0.0013. Now, look, I have about $800 in SHIB from 2020. That netted me 60 million SHIB at the time, something like that. But that's 0.000001, like crazy zeros. This is already at 0.0013. And some people are saying it's going to 10x. Some people are saying it's going to 10,000x. Some people are saying that it's going to do the same that Hex did, which was 173,000x. So right now, in my $300, I've already made $4,500. That's not bad. If I wanted to just pull all that money out right now, I could get $4,500 for that. But I'm not doing that, right? I have a lot of it in these DeFi pools and farms. I have some things in farms, some things in pools. I'm using freepulse.io, I believe is the website. So I was able to get T-Pulse, a whole bunch of stuff like that. But here's the thing. This is where things get crazy. So if Pulse goes to $1, obviously I have $3 million. But what if it's on the trajectory of Ethereum? And here's the whole thing. Like, I watched this again last night, and I don't totally understand this, but somehow Richard Hart's team is going to copy everything that is on ERC 720 blockchains, right? So Ethereum and Polygon and all of these things. Now, I don't understand this. I don't understand how, if I have 1,000 Ethereum in my wallet, how he's then going to make that 2,000 Ethereum. And then how, if I have my NFTs, my ERC 720 NFTs in my wallet, how he's also going to duplicate that. I don't understand that part. They're explaining that. Look, I just don't understand. But this crypto and being in blockchain right now is a leap of faith. I always talk about that Indiana Jones movie. What is it? Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail, or something like that, or whatever it was called, where he had to take a leap of faith, and the bridge that is the leap of faith is there, but it's painted in such a way that it's camouflaged so you can't see it, right? And you have to take that leap of faith. And that's what crypto is. That's what NFTs are. That's what DeFi protocols are. You have to take this leap of faith. So if it goes to $1, that's wonderful. But let's say that at 173,000% increases. That number then means that I invested $300 into something that is going to make me over. I'm just going to put it this way because you guys don't want like the full numbers. Over $700 million. Now that's insane. That's crazy. Now, what do I plan to do with it, right? Because obviously what's going to happen is this is all going to launch. People are going to go crazy. it's going to skyrocket, then it's going to come down, then it's going to level off. And then, 10 years from now, it'll be where Ethereum is. Maybe, right? I mean, look, if it goes to $2, here's what I'm doing. I already have 1,500,000 coins in various pools and farms, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 500,000 coins and sell that at the top, because that should net me a couple of $1 million. And hopefully, who knows where the top's going to be, right? But I'll catch it as it's coming down. So if it goes up to 11 and I sell the 500,000, coins, and I wind up making, I don't know what that is, $20 million, I'm going to be super happy with that. Whatever it makes at the top, I'm going to sell and then be happy with that, and then let the rest of this just sit there. So that's where I am with PulseX. A, I don't really understand it. B, I don't I'm not a DeFi person. I'm not like a financial person at all. I have an art degree. I have a master's of science degree, so I'm a computer scientist, and I have an MBA, and I'm an entrepreneur, so I start companies. But I hire people to do the accounting. I hire people to do the math. So for me, PulseX is just kind of like, I don't go to Atlantic City down to Las Vegas or anywhere like that. I don't gamble. This is my gambling. This is me putting in $300 and maybe making $1 billion. Who knows? But I'm very excited for this. I keep checking it every day. I think it's going to be super cool, whatever it winds up to be. And look, there are people that are called hexagons, right? And they are dedicated to Hex. They've put their money in. They've locked it in for like 5 years or so. That's not the case with PulseX. You don't have to lock it in for that amount of time, but a lot of people's lives have changed. So do I think you should get into PulseX now? I mean, look, if you have like $300, this is not financial advice, but like if you're looking to get into something, new, what they always say is that Ethereum, even when it dropped down, it never dropped down to that original IOC, right? And that's kind of the same thing that you've got now. My $300 couldn't really buy 3 million coins right now. I guess it could if I spent, 0.0014. But who knows? Who knows? You got to be in it to win it. That's what they say at the lottery, right? Again, I just want to mention one thing. We are going to be in Miami, both Florian and I. We're going to rent studio space, podcast studio space in Miami. If you are an NFT project or you are an NFT artist in the Miami area, please contact us, DM us at Trigonal Gallery, and let's talk about getting you on the show for that episode. If you liked this content, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel as we grow it. And there are many, many more things that are coming up in the near future to talk about, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. I will talk to you later.